Everybody, it's a ditzy blonde again. I just wanted to say like two things. This is about summer, and you're gonna think I'm absolutely nuts, but one thing is not, and I've come to a conclusion that actually corroborates some of my story, that the way Summer has told it to me, and that somebody's information that was given to me corroborates and puts some puzzle pieces together as to the story that Summer told me. Okay, I'll do that first because the second one's a little kooky. Anyway, I can't help the way my mind works. It's just like, and it's Summer putting stuff in there. I mean, she's a child and she's imaginative, and anyway, so okay. Now, the way I said it, the way what happened to Summer, okay, the way I said how Grandma, Hunter, Candace, and Summer came home from the swimming hole. They dropped Hunter off. This was the first time they came home. Nothing happened at the swimming hole. Okay. We already know this. We just talked about this. My computer turned off. Anyway, right, nothing happened. They got home. That's when the accident happened. That's when Dawn went ballistic, and I feel she was shot. That's what I got. The wound, the whole thing. Anyway, so they had to do something. So they threw her outfit on her. We've already been through this. They threw an outfit on her that it wasn't appropriate for the weather, but to keep her warm and to keep the bandages on her because she was bleeding at the abdomen, because I knew that's where I felt the pain and everything. So Candace calls Hunter and says, I need your help. We have to go back to the swimming hole again. I want you to film it coming back to show that she was okay coming back, so something bad happened. I don't know what she said, if she told him that Don had lost it and accidentally shot Summer, but something bad happened. You have to help me cover it up. So for whatever reason, he said, okay. So she picks him up. They loaded, before that, they loaded Summer in the car with the milk jugs. Everything was disarrayed. The seatbelt, Summer was out of it. She was very badly wounded. Her fingers were all swollen. You could see the blood, or whatever you want to call it. If you think it's soda pop, whatever, I think it was blood, and I think she didn't look great. Anyway, so it wasn't Grandma in the truck. Grandma was back at home. This was the second trip from the swimming hole. Okay, he took the video. It wasn't an accidental, oh, she's so cute, she looks like her daddy. It was to prove that she was okay coming home from the swimming hole, so they could prove the abduction theory. Okay, so that was shot. Then Hunter was dropped off at his house. Allie may or may not have wanted to see Summer, like she said. Maybe that was true, but Candace wouldn't let it happen. So Hunter goes in the house, probably tells his mom, and everything like that. So Candace drives Summer back to the house. She's mortally wounded. Either Dawn is ready, waiting for her in the driveway. That's where the scent ended for Summer. That's why the dogs didn't find anything else. They didn't find any other scent on the property. Plus, she was still alive. So it wouldn't have been like cadaver dog could have scented anything else. Anyway, so the point of it is, and then Don went on with either Grandma's truck or the 4-wheel drive vehicle or his work truck. I'm not sure. I wasn't shown that. I just was in a truck. I was in the truck. And I could see heading up Beech Creek Road I could see the trees. And I knew he was going to make a right. And I didn't realize at the time that Ben Hill starts again at the top of their property because you can't see it on Google Drive. You can only see it on Google Map. I couldn't see that. And I was like, when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, that's it. That's it. That's where he turned. That's where he turned. I was all excited. I was like, it does exist. It does exist. That's how he got in. I'm sorry I'm getting excited, but, because the guardrails were on Beach Creek, you couldn't pull a truck in there and people would see you because it's a more driven road. So if he turned into Ben Hill at the top of his property, not his Ben Hill, but the top of his property, Ben Hill, there's no guardrails up there. He could easily drive in there. It's pretty secluded and sneak to the top of his property and do what he had to do. Take her in there. That's what he did. That's what she showed me. Because I knew he was going to make a right from Beach Creek onto Ben Hill. That's what I know. I knew she was on the northwest part of the property. So anyway, so this is the point. I found out, I always thought that Hunter, I remember Allie saying in some interview that after this happened, Hunter was afraid to go out of the house. He was afraid he wouldn't leave the house, he wouldn't go to school. He just was like isolated. He would not leave. He was afraid to go out of the house. He was afraid of someone. And Allie wouldn't say who he was afraid of. And then he goes into, which I just found out, protective custody. Now, if I'm wrong on that, correct me, but I just found out from someone, one of our subs, hi, thank you, that he's a protective custody, which I didn't know because I don't follow everything because it would drive me insane if I did. If he's in protective custody, there's a reason why he's in protective custody. And if he was afraid to leave that house, he was afraid of somebody. And I think he was afraid of Don because he knew about the gun. He knew Candace told him something about what happened. He was afraid of Don coming after him. He was afraid, period. So Allie, I believe his mom, and him went to TBI and they told what they knew. And that's why he's in protective custody. And that just puts my story a little more together. And he knew about the gun. So TBI knows that. They know that much. And so that just makes Summer's story gel even better. That they know something. They know that Don was involved. I'm sure Hunter told him everything he knew, what Candace told him, even though she lies left and right, up and down. But she had to tell him something because there was blood on Summer's shirt. She had to explain what was wrong with Summer, what happened. So, and he knew about the gun. So he's in protective custody for his own safety. Because Don could send somebody after him, even from jail. Or he could have gone after him himself. Apparently, I don't know what Candace told Don. She might have said, I didn't tell Hunter anything. Or, whatever. And while Candace was gone with Hunter to film the second shot, Don could have been cleaning up. I mean, Summer was only a little tiny thing. And when I saw the Candace's bottom half, after Summer had been shot, it was just speckled with blood. It wasn't like there was blood everywhere. I mean, Summer was a very tiny little person. So and there's a certain amount of blood that's going to be in everybody's house. From shaving accidents. I mean, I once cut my leg shaving and it bled for like 45 minutes. I was late for work. I got blood all over the bathroom floor. It looked like psycho. So there's a certain amount of blood that's going to be in everybody's house. And, so anyway, what I'm saying is that I didn't know that Hunter was in protective custody and that he was so I knew he was afraid, but that was a long time ago. He was afraid. I thought he was living with his father, and I said so. And somebody came back and said, no, he's not living with his father. He's under protective custody. And I was like, oh, really? So that made sense to me. That made sense why he would be in protective custody, because he's a witness and he helped cover it up. And he may be doing immunity, um, to get off for his testimony. So they're obviously building a case. That's what I think. I think they're building a case. And they're just waiting for Candace to crack. She's actually the last egg in the carton. All these other people, Tim Mullins and Benny Keys and Josie, they don't even matter to me. I don't think they're involved at all. They're just hanging on. They want drama, they want attention. They just join in because they want to make some money. The shares, Mr. and Mrs. Share, they're just trying to make money. They don't care about the case. They just see an opportunity to make some money. They're not involved. They don't know a damn thing. Um, uh, you know, the cell phone, we'll have to see what's on the cell phone that supposedly Don took to court. I don't know if Don would be stupid enough to leave messages on a cell phone, after all this time. The court hearing was in February, but the 27th, Summer told me the 27th, and nothing happened back on the 27th. I thought that was the day they started searching, but it wasn't. It was like the March 1st or something. So we'll see if something happens on the 27th. And anyway, also this morning, I was waking up and I was in jail. I went to jail and suddenly I was in Don's jail cell. It was just like Hawkins County Jail. And the jailer, Don, was in there and he had a yellow or orange jumpsuit on. And he looked just like his self. And the jailer kind of tossed me in the jail cell and he said, here, I have something for you. And Don kind of like looked at me like, and he started coming at me and he had real loose, like useless arms. And I thought, you MFer. I said, and he started coming towards me and I said, this is for Summer. And I put out my hands and I kneed him so hard in the you know what. And he bent over and I saw myself do this. I was kind of against the wall when this happened. And Steven Seagal can't do this anymore, or neither can I. But I did a Steven Seagal like karate kung fu type thing, and I landed on a bunk bed next to the wall. Like it was an amazing move, like Steven Seagal used to do in his early movies. Anyway, I need him, and I said, "This is for Summer," and then I did a flip around like in a movie, and I landed on the bunk, and I thought, I'm not done with you yet. And then I saw all these fish in a net, like hundreds and maybe 1,000 fish in a net, like glistening fish, like rainbow colored trout, in a boat, like that had been pulled up from a boat, like a small boat, a fishing boat. And I was sort of half awake and half in a vision or something. And I remember thinking, this dream, I'm interpreting this dream while I'm having it, or this vision. It wasn't even a dream. It was some sort of I don't know. Anyway, I said, seeing fish like this means you're going to be very fortunate, which is the truth. That's what, if you dream about a lot of fish or catching a fish, it means that you're going to come into some really good fortune. you know, that's what it means. And, you know, so, and then I remembered that Don had once said that he had a dream about Summer. Now, I'm not sure he's telling the truth or anything. That Summer had come to his workplace and she had a fish. And it was a really big fish. And she was like playing with it and, petting the fish, making friends with the fish. And, she was obviously not going to keep the fish. She was going to let the fish go because she was a sweet little girl. And she was petting the fish, and it was a beautiful, like, rainbow trout. And it was so big, and she was so happy that she had this fish. And I thought, this is really weird. Like, Don's there. I got to kick him in the nuts. And there's a giant net of fish, which means something really good is coming. And then Don's dream of Summer with the fish, her fish friend, and how she was so loving with it. And, it was just a connection of some sort. And Summer sends me messages like this all the time. And it's so cute because she's such a sweet little girl, a sweet little spirit. Anyway, so that there was a connection there, and it was a good connection. And plus, I got a name in the nuts. And I don't know exactly what something good is coming. Something good is going to happen. And it was something to do with the heart, like the happiness of the heart. And Summer was happy with the fish. It made her happy. And this big haul of fish. And I was telling you guys in my vision that this is what fish mean. A big haul of fish means something fortunate. So anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. Plus the thing about the hunter being under protective custody, that just shows me that I feel I'm right about he knows about the gun. He knows about what happened to Summer, and that he feels threatened by Dawn. I don't think he'd feel threatened by Candace or anybody else, because I don't feel there was anybody else involved. I feel it was there's been all these people at it, but I just don't feel there were that many people. I think this was just a plain, ordinary, horrible accident because they were the lifestyle and the booze and the alcohol or the booze and the drugs and all that stuff like that. And so that ties another link together that I think that's what really happened. And the fish and Summer, and it was so clear. It was just like clear as day, seeing Don standing in an orange jumpsuit, and he was all like kind of like old looking, and he was useless looking, and his hands were all limp, but I wasn't limp. I was like ready to go. And this is for Summer. And so anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Okay, well, I better get dinner going. I'm making fish, fried fish. Okay, I hope you have a nice day. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.